supporter of the International Sailing Federation.
From blistering speed runs to a 3-month round-the-world duel. From a 2-year winning streak to an Omani pioneer in sailing. It has been a momentous year in the sport. This month on Mainsail, we're in Oman at the ISAF Rolex World Sailor of the Year Awards. The nominees are just behind me. We're here to celebrate a year in sailing, a year where this sport has seen its profile go sky high. Every year, the sailing world's governing body, the International Sailing Federation, crowns its male and female sailors at the ISAF Rolex World Sailor of the Year Awards. And this year, it is a story of diversity. Nominees are Olympians and world champions, record breakers from single-handed ocean racing to the outright world sailing speed record holder. There are pioneers breaking into sport for the very first time, and new boundaries explored with the latest technology. That diversity is captured in just 9 nominees, 5 male and 4 female. And the World Sailor of the Year nominees are here in Oman, a country that in recent years has taken sailing to its heart and quickly become a global player in the sport. Since 2008, Oman Sail has excelled in sailing across the spectrum, from the extreme sailing series to offshore racing. And in 2011, a new sailing initiative was started to encourage women to get involved. It was an unprecedented project for the country. Just 2 years on, and a woman who had never been in the sea before, let alone sailed, has made it onto this year's shortlist.
هذا is too small هنا. هذا شو فايدته؟ No, they like to drink their bottle, huh?
Yeah, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Raya Al-Habsi is an inspirational figure here in Oman. Nominated for promoting sailing in her country and competing in Sail Arabia the Tour, she also wrote her name in the history books when she became the first Arab woman to compete in the challenging offshore Rolex Fastnet race.
Push! Push الرادر شوية. سوي رادر سيدة. Okay, good job.
Spending time with Raya, it was clear that it was an honor for both her and her nation.
This is the first time, like in Arab country, one of the sailors, not even a male sailor, it's a female sailor. So this gives the good motivation for the next generation to involve in such a sport.
When people talk about you, Raya, they use the word pioneer. Do you feel like you're a pioneer for Oman?
Maybe. Just to sail in 2 years and for me to reach this big achievement and to see the young ladies and when they ask about sailing, when they're happy to see you and they want to know about what you did, and then you feel like, okay, I'm doing something, you know. When they saw that I did it, then they put their mind that in the future they can do it as well.
To have completed a Fastnet is a milestone in any sailor's career. But in the ocean racing world, there's one race that is acknowledged as the toughest of them all. The Vendée Globe, a single-handed 24,000-mile non-stop sprint around the planet. One nominee who couldn't be at the awards completed his first Vendée earlier this year. I met him in France just before he set sail on his latest adventure, the transatlantic Transat Jacques Vabre. Francois Gabard was just 29 years old when he made the final walk to his boat at the start of the Vendée Globe. Ahead of him, 3 months alone, often in hostile and dangerous seas.
It's full of emotion. You have to say goodbye to all your friends, to all the people you love. But at the same time, it's a great day. In life of a man, I think it's something wonderful to live, and we are lucky to do it.
When I left, I was just like, okay, I'm going around the world, I'm just living my dream. I was not thinking about the ranking.
But the young Frenchman was about to be centre stage in an epic duel for the lead, thousands of miles offshore.
After maybe 1 month of race, we started to be very close with Armel, and we were just in the front. It was really, really like a match race.
Armel Leclerc was the favourite to win. But he soon found powerful competition from his younger rival.
It was so exciting because we were not thinking about our race, we were just thinking about our tiny race for the two of us.
On a fait un peu plus de 15 000 milles ou autour des 15 000 milles. Et avec Vancouver, on a un peu de mal à se séparer. C'est complètement hallucinant. Si on ramenait ça à une autre compétition sportive, les écarts, c'est...
After 78 days at sea and many of those inside of each other, it was Gabar who emerged victorious. Just. He beat Leclerc by 3 hours, and by taking over 6 days off the record, wrote his own name into the history books.
Can you imagine what he's feeling? It's so emotional. Hundreds of thousands of people have waited here all day to welcome him home. The youngest and the fastest man to sail around the planet. He looks like a man that can't quite believe what he's just done.
You're alone on your boat for 3 months, then you're in the middle of a crowd with thousands of people. I was really with all this pressure on my shoulder, and when you arrive, it's in just 2 seconds, everything disappears. I will remember this all my life.
There is a sailor on the shortlist who fights his sailing contest much closer to shore.
Gotta do more than that!
Ian Williams has won the World Match Racing Championships 4 times, excelling in a branch of the sport that's all about confrontational, head-to-head sailing. What's been the secret to your success and your consistency?
You've really got to, stay on your game, and there's always another guy coming through to take you on. And I think I do have a skill at putting the team together, getting the right guys in, and making them work together. And I think that is really the leadership part. Is a big part of being a skipper on the Alpari World Match Racing Tour.
Teams and leaders, equipment and technology. What is compelling about this year's 9 nominees is that they're chosen from right across the spectrum of sailing, from record breakers to Olympians, pioneers to sailors who are embracing the latest trends. I'm here in Oman for the ISAF Rolex World Sailor of the Year Awards, an annual ceremony that recognises the highest achieving male and female sailors over the past year. To be nominated is a huge honour, and this year's 9 nominees come from a wide spectrum of disciplines within the sport. Kiteboard racing is a relatively new sport and is gaining huge popularity around the world. But a kiteboarder has yet to be crowned World Sailor of the Year. This year is unprecedented. 2 kiteboarders have been nominated. Both are world champions, and they're brother and sister, Johnny and Erica Heineken. You seem, slightly different to the sailing establishment that's here this week. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I think we both do, but it's also, if kiteboarding does follow the Olympic track, this will be part of what the sport is. So it's really, we find it important to be here, go to some meetings. It's valuable, we'll take it home and absorb it.
It's pretty cool to be recognized together, just to be kind of thought of in the same realm as some of the best sailors ever, and getting 2 kiters on the list. I think it's pretty big for the sport.
Last year I visited the Heinekens in their hometown of San Francisco, a place where they have been involved in the development of the sport for the past 4 years.
Proud to have been in the fleet while it's at the kind of steep part of the learning curve and development. And I think, for me that's as much of the fun, pushing it and developing something new as just going out and racing.
Unlike many paid professional sailors on this year's shortlist, the Heinekens have day jobs. Kiteboarding is their passion, but they do it in their spare time.
I still think I sail well when I'm just having fun. And so having a job and then kind of hitting the beach at 5 after work with your friends who also have jobs. And it's just, that's how our whole dynamic works with our fleet.
Within kiteboarding, there are many different styles, from course racing to freestyle, and one where the only thing that matters is outright straight-line speed.
In 2010, kiteboarding really did raise its profile when American Rob Douglas set a new world speed record.
27, 33 knots, 37, 37 knots, he's coming down the track, he could do it, he's up to 40, 41, he's nearly at 50, 50, he's nearly done it, he's done it, he's done it! Well, he's the fastest man on water.
It was thought at the time that a boat would never retake the record of 55.65 knots. But there was a man who had spent a decade trying to disprove that popular theory. Australian Paul Larson and his team designed and built a speed machine that was initially fraught with problems.
See behind me here is about the worst case scenario. We haven't proven that the boat's any good yet.
Larson was risking his life every time he strapped into sail rocket. As the stakes got higher, so did the likelihood of serious injury. The project was taking its toll on Larson and his team, and serious doubts threatened to extinguish any hope.
There were times when we thought, have we wasted the time we've already done now? We're wasting every moment we spend on this boat now, and maybe we are just fools with a dream.
But after several accidents and years of hard work and dedication, Larson had slowly edged his way towards a breakthrough.
Right, here we go.
Okay, she's off. She's off. Let's quick. Quick. That's gotta be 60. It's gotta be 60. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. That was a fast run.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, I knew it was fast. I didn't know how fast it was.
All right, average speed. Ready?
Just to hear that cheer come up from our own crowd, our own team, was just, oh look, it was an absolute magic moment. It was incredible. That's the boat we dreamed of, and we had it, and we had that moment for life now.
In recent years, Australian sailors have begun to become a dominant force. Australia was the most decorated sailing nation at London 2012. And one Australian sailor who's been nominated for World Sailor twice before is back on the list again. Matthew Belcher won gold at London 2012 in the 470 class, alongside his then crew, Malcolm Page. After London, Page retired, and although Belcher had to seek magic with a new partner, his record remains remarkable. How about this? Unbeaten in international competition for 2 years. 17 consecutive event wins, including this year's world and European titles.
After winning Olympic gold last year, my crew retired, Malcolm Page, and to start a new partnership was a little bit daunting for myself, and you built such a strong relationship over those 4 years, and to make the decision this year to campaign to Rio with Will Ryan and start a new journey together.
And since the new partnership has gelled, it seems that Belcher is still the unstoppable force.
We've had an amazing year. Yeah, we've won every event this year, and winning the World Championships the first year as a new team we were really surprised with our performance. You know, we know that we're on the right track, and we're pretty happy with where we're at, but it's been a fantastic year.
And it has been a fantastic year for all the nominees. All have accomplished extraordinary feats, but all those feats are so very different. To choose just one male and one female winner is an unenviable task. At this year's ISAF Rolex World Sailor of the Year Awards in Oman, there is an eclectic mix of nominees that include offshore racers, world record breakers and Olympic sailors. Most share one thing in common. They all became captivated by sailing when they were children, a huge advantage in any competitive sport. But one female nominee who has excelled in her discipline didn't even step on a boat until she was in her mid-30s. Now she is a 3-times world champion in a class dominated by men.
What is it about that kind of racing that's really gripped you?
I think I'm an adrenaline junkie, and I like having the pants scared off me. Sailing the 30 in San Francisco Bay, there's nothing more exciting than that. 35 knots of breeze, it's a scary boat to sail, and for some reason I like that.
2 London 2012 gold medalists from New Zealand have already set out together again on their road to Rio. They maintained a momentum from the top of the podium that has propelled them to success in 2013. Affectionately known as Team Jolly, Jo Alei and Polly Powrie recently won the 470 World Championships.
The day I got home, I think I wanted to go for Rio. I love doing it, and there was still more to try to tick off. We have an end goal, and we have an idea of what we need to have done by then, but it's just a process, and it's taking each year as it comes. I think we can't look too far ahead yet.
To win this award in front of the entire world of sailing, what would that mean to both of you?
I guess we always talk about the Kiwis that have won it before, like Russell Coates or Peter Blake, and it's the people that we've looked up to, and that's sort of like the benchmark for your yachting, I suppose. So, yeah, it's pretty amazing just to be nominated.
For all the nominees, just to have got to the top tables of this award ceremony is testament to their dedication, skill and success.
But right now it's time to find out who you, the ISAF member nations, have voted as the ISAF Rolex World Sailors of the Year for 2013.
In the female category, would it be local girl Rhea Al-Habsi, a pioneer sailor in Oman? Erika Heineken, the world kiteboarding champion with a day job in an office. Deneen de Morcas, a 3-times world champion woman in a man's world. Or Team Jolly, the world champions with an eye on Rio.
The female winner of the 2013 Rolex World Sailor of the Year is Jo Alei and Polly Powrie.
A little bit shocked to be up here.
Yeah.
Some amazing nominees this year. We were just, I think, really excited to be part of this.
Like all the nominees, we haven't done this alone, and we've had some wonderful people behind us, so thank you.
The male nominees come from every far corner of the sport. How to separate such achievements? Would it be the youngest and fastest winner of the Vendée Globe, Francois Gabard? The 4-times world match racing champion, Ian Williams? Matt Belcher, the seemingly unbeatable Olympic gold medalist? Johnny Heineken, the world #1 kiteboard course racer? Or Paul Larson, the fastest sailor on the planet?
The male winner of 2013 ISAF Rolex World Sailor of the Year, Matthew Belcher.
I normally have someone else, up here. As you know, I sail a 470 and, it's a team boat. And the 470 has been an amazing class for myself and the people and the partners that I've had. To the male and female nominees, I don't know how they can pick. It's such a diverse sport, and I follow you guys a lot. I really enjoy following your journey, and I really look forward to where you can take our sport.
Well, celebrations for our winners here in Oman. Team Jolly and the man who finally got his win, nominated 3 times,
and now recognised.
For these winners, it's been a perfect way to end 2013. But for the sport, it's also been an unforgettable year. Watching the young and emotional Gabbar, having taken solo racing to a whole new level, return to a hero's welcome, his nation proud, I'll never forget. And Paul Larson, well, we followed his story for over a decade, chasing the tail of a dream. That's gotta be 60. That's gotta be 60. To see it all come together after so much heartache, his dream come true, a record that could stand for a very long time, is quite a moment. But my overriding memory of 2013 will be the extraordinary spectacle and sporting drama played out on the Bay of San Francisco, the 34th America's Cup. Too late in the year for World Sailor. The main players will feature heavily next year, I'm sure. So much has happened, so much has changed. The boundaries of what is normal in the sport will move forever. I find it hard to imagine how there'll ever be a year in sailing quite like this one.
Mainsail, in time with Rolex, supporter of the International Sailing Federation.
In the next minute,